Alright, so this is a segment I think I will call Windowsill Chats, considering you're on a windowsill now. Like, my camera is on a windowsill. Anywho, this will be my sort of real talk, or whatever. Wow. Anywho, I just took my depression meds and my PTSD required anxiety medication. Why do I have that, you ask? Well, that's what this talk is about now, isn't it? I was born to one James Michael Doyle and Barbara Gertrude Doyle. They were all people. But according to their bank accounts, they were saints. I mean, they always paid people back, and any time someone pressed legal charges against them, they won. Doesn't that make you a good person if the law is in your favor? Now, as you can tell by my skin color, I'm white, which made them white. Now, guess what their bank account saying that they were good people means? They had the money. So anytime Child Protective Services were called on them, they'd walk right up to the door and say, "Ma'am, someone called about your daughter." "Oh, my daughter? Has she done anything?" "No, ma'am, it was about you. We would like to watch your house for a few days to make sure that there is no foul conduct with your daughter." Me hurt my poor sweet little girl? Never, never, never. Diana, dear. Yes, Mom? Tell these nice people how well we treat you and how much you're lucky to have. I don't know why someone would call you about me. I live with my great parents who buy me things and give me a nice home and enough food to eat, and they never asked the question, "How do you feel?" I could explain away every scar. How clumsy me, I just fell. They're stretch marks because I'm fat. Things like that. They were not stretch marks. They were stab marks from the other kids at school. But I couldn't let the school get investigated. They're doing so well dealing with me being there. I fell. That's where my nose is busted up. I didn't just get my head run across a keyboard. Sorry, I got too real. Anywho, so Child Protective Services did zilch I mean, my basic physical needs were being met. They never suspected emotional abuse. 'Cause it's not like rich people are emotionally or monetarily manipulative. No. No. No, 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 yes. Anytime I would go to speak my mind, it was always, how dare you? I raised you. I'm your mother. And you will treat me with respect, or you'll make me cry. That didn't work when she beat me, though. That didn't work when she was making me cry, 'cause then I was just a baby. Jim was almost never around. And when he was saying, listen to your mother. Don't eat so much or you'll be fat. You're ugly. You're weak. You're stupid. Never a kind word. Unless we were in front of other people, then it was, look at my daughter with all of these challenges. She still manages to get X, Y, and Z grade. I would hide. I would hide when friends were over. Friends of theirs. I would hide from my friends. People it was beneficial to them that I was friends with. There will be a video about them later. Barbara always kept throwing in my face, I moved to America when I was 3. You should be lucky for your advantage is being born here. You won't be called some dumb crowd. Bitch. And Jim would always tell me, you have to be more respectful of the military, because they're all good. There's the bad one among them. Hoorah! Don't know if you could tell, but she moved here from Germany, and he was in the Marines. Go Corps. They were really just Barbara had me when she was 40 in 1999. Psst, I'm 18 at the recording of this video. Anywho, so they had a lot of, shall we say, older ideals. Does that explain it? They didn't like the gays. Not one bit. Jim actually was thinking about making a bumper sticker to put on his car about it. That's how strongly he believed in it. We went to a Baptist church every Sunday where they preached. Make sure everyone knows the good news. But if your parents don't want you here, you better not be here. Because the Lord says to always obey your parents. Psst. The second half of that verse says don't give your kids a reason not to obey you. Don't beat them. Don't manipulate them. Don't do bad stuff. Because you have to be a good example. So, after years and years of their abuse, I finally got to high school. Terrified because it was the first public school I'd ever go to. Oh no! Mingling with the commoners! And I made a lot of friends. For the first time ever, I actually made friends. People who cared about me and saw what was going on and cared and listened and were there for me. One of them had her family adopt me. See, her mom was abused emotionally and physically as a child and into her adulthood. And when I turned 18 and could legally not be under my parents, just once I finally had rights, because as a minor you have all the rights of a house cat. So once I had rights, I moved in here, this house, this beautiful place. They are not rich. I still like it here better. They can't go to fancy, expensive restaurants every night. I still like it here better. You know why? Because they have one of the things money can't buy. And no, I'm not going to say something cheesy like happiness or love. I'm going to say decency. Because, you see, they're decent human beings. And, yeah. Mom, the person I call mom, my friend's mom, they adopted me, so now she's my mom. Yeah, very confusing. But mom, she works with activist groups. She doesn't get paid for it. She works with people who have experienced trauma. She doesn't get paid for it. Dad works at a library as a librarian. He's pretty cool. And my sister is going to college. I missed that window due to not being able to leave the house without having a panic attack. So making a commitment to be somewhere every day that costs money was not something that I was ready to commit to. And apparently, the world likes to make it really hard if you have to be separated from your parents without documents. If you have to do it yourself, then you have to find documentation somewhere. My therapist is trying to figure out if she can write me a letter. But I need a written letter explaining in detail why it's not healthy for me to be around my parents. I have to write a letter like that as well. And I get why they would do that. Because they don't want people who just don't want to have to pay full amount to leave their parents' home, go somewhere with less income, and try and scrape all the money they can out of the system. But it was really hard for me to get somewhere safe, which is here now. And now it's harder for me to move forward with my life. I think the Child Protective Services needs to be completely reworked. Because there is a way to prove emotional abuse. They don't ever test for it, though. You have to get somewhere where they will test you for it. Which means if you're in an emotionally abusive house that doesn't allow you outside, you have to get outside. And I don't know about most emotionally abusive homes, but in my case, I didn't know windows opened. It blew my mind when I found out a window can open. All the doors had alarms. If I left my room, boom, alarm. If the front door was open, boom, alarm. They were the only people with the code to disarm it. Now I could call 911 and claim to be suicidal and get Baker acted. But that's 2 days of freedom followed by getting back into that situation. And if they didn't want to talk, if they don't want to talk to you about abuse, they won't. Your therapist, if you are suicidal and that's your only reasoning, will look for bullying and other kids being mean. They don't look and see what are your parents like. So that's 2 days of not being there, and being in a psych ward is better than being in an abusive home, but after the 2 days, they send you home, sweet home, where your parents are waiting to kill you because you disobeyed them. You made your poor dear mother cry. We were arguing. You made us argue. Oh, God. If we get a divorce, you know it'll be your fault, Diana. If your father has another heart attack, it'll be your fault, Diana. Why would you tell a kid that? Why? Kids already, when it isn't their fault, think their parents getting divorces. So why would you bring up that idea with the mentality of it'll be your fault? Because you're an awful human being who doesn't deserve to exist? So, thanks for sitting on my windowsill and chatting. You stayed to the end, so you got to see that randomness. I'm probably going to post music to this channel because I like doing covers of songs and I like writing songs. So when I have that together, I'll probably add that in. I'm mostly logging my experience of trying to get better. In the words of Icon for Hire, I want to get well, I want to get well. So this is me trying to get better. Don't know why I did that random face. I don't know. Hi! Stick around if you want. And if you don't, I guess then don't. Hope you have a lovely day and that everything turns out sunshines and rainbows for you. And if you're going through what I went through, hang in there, because I'm trying to make the situation better. Try and get to a center. Be manipulative if you have to. Wait till they fall asleep. Quickly grab a bottle of water and run. Run out the door. Even if it wakes them up, run. Don't stop running. Because if you go back to them, you're trapped again. Good luck to everyone out there.